And here we come, start of game number 2 here at Babe Ruth Field. Haley White starting in the circle again for the Saints. And she gets the called first strike on the outside. First pitch starting at 4:04 this afternoon. A quick first game, just over an hour and a half. As Limestone able to take the 8-0 shortened victory in the bottom of the 5th. That one sails high and outside. Run through the lineups real quick for you. Mars Hill, Harris, Hamlin, Evans, Langheim, Nanny, Wittenhagen, Craig, Powell, Maxon, and starting in the circle is Van Horn, Emily Van Horn, number 25. That one fouled off to the left side, so pretty much the same batting order, or the batters for Mars Hill in game number 2. Changed up the order just a little bit, if you will. Not by a ton, but just enough. Limestone will start with Parnell, Wilbur, Brewington, and Chappell. Audrey Butler will be 5th. That one fouled off to the left-hand side. Desiree Bain will make her appearance at first base. Peyton Yenchik in the battery with Haley White here. And Chloe Thomas in right field in the 8-hole, and Rycroft center field, 9-hole. So from left to right in the outfield for Limestone, it's Parnell, Rycroft, and Thomas. As that one fouled off the left-hand side. And for the infield for the Saints, from left to right, Chappell, Brewington, Wilbur, and Desiree Bain. Again with the battery, Haley White and Peyton Yenchik. So 1-2 count here to Danielle Harris. Leading off for Mars Hill. And that one low and outside for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. That one fouled back and to the right. Harris stays alive. 7 pitches already for White, who only tossed 45 in the first game. Averaged just over 10 pitches per inning, as she did see 4 1/3. So foul ball there. And catches the outside corner for strike number 3. So a 9-pitch at bat. Danielle Harris draws the strikeout look in on the outside corner. Now batting is Ashley Hamlin, the left fielder, batting .320 on the year. As she'll face White here in the second game for the first time. Ball on the outside. White winds and deals this one off the handle of the bat over to shortstop. And we'll record the 6-3 put out. Brewington over to Bain. And that'll bring up Ashley Evans now to the plate for the Lions. Evans batting .417 now on the year. Well, that one too much inside as it hits off of her. Will be the first runner in game number 2. So I'll bring up designated player in this game, number 22, Maggie Langheim. 425 batting average now, sitting after the first game of the day. Swings and misses at that first pitch. And second pitch called strike 2. Haley Whitehead in the count 0-2 right now, as she looks to retire the Marsville batters here to move on to the bottom half. That one popped up high and foul back to the right-hand side. Langheim 1 for 2 in the first game, as Mars Hill only had 15 visits to the plate. In the shortened game. Makes her chase on the outside, and that'll record another strikeout for Haley White. 16 pitches in this first inning. And Mars Hill goes down, no runs, leaving a runner on base as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Heading to the bottom half of the first inning, Limestone will lead off with Ashley Parnell, Wilbur on deck, and Brewington in the hole. The first three batters for Limestone, Chappell, Butler, Bain, Yenchik, Thomas, and Rycroft, wrap out the batting order for the Saints. Parnell will lead it off here for Limestone. She was 3 for 4 in the first game. Yes, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, including the 2 RBI single that ended the game. As she takes that first strike. Again, just getting a look at the pitcher here, which is number 25, Emily Van Horn. A much taller pitcher than we saw in game 1. And that one low for ball 1. Van Horn on the year is 0 for 1 in her win-loss column. That one sails outside. She's got 8 appearances, 2 starts, 23 innings pitched, 3.04 ERA, 21 strikes. Strikeouts on the season. And that one inside. And we'll give Parnell the free pass over to first base. So that'll bring up Katie Wilbur now for Limestone. As I mentioned, the pitchers for game number 1 with Gallagher standing 5-5, Adame 5-4. Now working against Van Horn, who stands 6 foot tall. So a good 7 inches differential between the pitchers we saw in game 1 and Van Horn now here for the Lions. That one swung on and will be an infield single for Wilbur, as that one just did not have enough velocity coming off of it to have anybody do anything with it. And the Saints now have 2 runners aboard here in the bottom of the first. Brewington fouls back that first pitch. Well, she had a good first game as well, as she was 2 for 2 at the plate. Also with a walk intentionally. So she stares at the 0-1 count now. That one low, misses. And both runners will record stolen bases, and then Parnell will score on a throwing error from the pitcher. So Limestone already with a run aboard. As right now that run will go down as unearned because of the error. However, any base hit basically will turn that into an earned run, as a hypothetical inning built will have runners on second and third with no outs. Interesting view into the mind of a statistician as you go through a baseball and softball game, of course, as you have to reconstruct an inning as if an error never occurred to determine those earned and unearned runs. And without the throwing error there on the pitcher, Parnell would not have made her way home, and that allows the run, so currently unearned, and Brewington staring at the 2-1 count now. That ball sails still a little high, trying to get it to drop into the zone with that drop ball, but Van Horn leaving it just a little high still. 3-1 count now here to Brewington. And that strike finds the outside corner. Not Brewington's pitch. Doesn't like that outside pitch. However, we are sitting now at the full count. And strikeout to the outside. Brewington, very rarely does she strike out on the season, as that'll bring up Maddie Chappell. So Madison Chappell stepping in. She was 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs in the first game. As I mentioned, Brewington only have struck out 7 times so far this year with that one. And that outside corner finds strike 1 for Van Horn. Wilbur still on second after the stolen base. Chappell fooled a little bit by that off-speed pitch. She's quickly down in the count, 0-2 now. 1 out on the board. Wilbur on second. Chappell will take the 0-2 count. And she'll look at this pitch. Swings in the low outside corner. And she'll sit down as well. that'll bring up senior Audra Butler. Who will look to put the Saints up. And she does put a nice solid hit into left center field. And that single will bring around Wilbur and go back and make that Parnell run earned now. We'll make that adjustment now here in the play-by-play as that single go through the left side. And that'll bring up Peyton Yenchik, the Gaffney native. And Yenchik able to foul that one off down the left-hand side. Limestone already scoring 2 runs here in the bottom of the first. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Butler on second, Bain on first. Peyton Yenchik making her first plate appearance of the day. And that one outside and low, almost in the dirt in the other batter's box. And we'll keep rolling. So it looks like we're going to have catcher's interference called. So that catcher's interference will put a runner on for Limestone and load up the bases for Chloe Thomas. She'll watch that one inside. Thomas 0 for 2 at the plate in the first game, struck out once. So she's due for a hit, if you will, as she's hitting .205 on the season. And that one too far inside and low. Bases juiced for the Saints here in the bottom of the first inning still. 2 outs. And Thomas pops one into left field. And this should bring home 2 runs for Limestone, as it does. So 2 more runs across for Limestone. 4-0 is the lead now. And that brings you to number 9 hitter of the inning, number 11, Macy Rycroft. 0 for 2 at the plate in the first game. However, she did get a sacrifice bunt down as she watches that one inside corner for a strike. So the 0-2 count here to Rycroft, 9th batter of the inning for the Saints. And they have 2 runners aboard still with Peyton Yenchik on second, Chloe Thomas on first. After Thomas just knocked a 2 RBI single to left field. So 1-2 count here now to Rycroft. As they try and get her to chase to the outside, but it misses in the other batter's box. And now we got 2s across the board. As a matter of fact, we have 2s almost everywhere. The only time we're missing it is the inning. Fouls that one off. This is now going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Rycroft, who's fighting hard to try and extend this inning for Limestone here. And Rycroft smart to watch that one low and inside. Brings the count full. So Rycroft's payoff pitch here. So that one rolls to the shortstop. And they do record the out, 6-3. So Limestone gets through the full lineup. It'll be back to Parnell once we hit the next inning. But Limestone plays 4 as we head to the second. Top of the second inning here for Mars Hill. We'll have Brooklyn Nanny leading off, Wittenhagen on deck, Sydney Craig in the hole. Powell and Maxson round out the batting order for the Lions. That one, strike for the first pitch of the inning from Haley White, who after her first game win now sits at 11-5 on the season. And that one a little too far inside, second hit batter of the game. So right now, Mars Hill has had 2 runners aboard, both of them through hit by pitch. And that one high and outside for ball. Looked to try and get a pick off. Peyton Yenchik, the catcher for the Saints, threw over to Bain, but Nanny able to get back easily. That one catching the inside corner for strike 1. Really the first time this year that Limestone has gone to the same starter in a pair of games, as Haley White has made an appearance in the circle for Limestone both games this year against Mars Hill. Again, recording the 8-0 abbreviated game earlier today. And now with the offensive help from the Saints in the bottom of the first, sitting on a 4-0 lead. That one just a touch outside, looking for the bottom outside corner, and just misses. Other action on the Saints Sports Network tonight. A big, huge, can't emphasize, I could use so many superlatives here that you would get tired and I'd have to throw out the thesaurus. But probably a most pivotal game of the season for the Limestone women's lacrosse team as they take on Queens here in just about 30 minutes. Is first draw of that game. Limestone sits at number 13 in the country, and I believe Queens, if I'm not mistaken, is number 6. As that one outside and low for strike 3, a third strikeout of the second game here for Haley White. So Sydney Craig up to bat now for Mars Hill, 222 on the season. She does have a runner on first, and she's going to try and bunt it. And she will get the base hit, as that one tough to handle. And that'll move Nanny over. And Mars Hill with 2 runners aboard, I believe, for the first time this afternoon. So that base hit up the middle, a long throw. But no play made at the plate. As Mars Hill able to score their first run of the game and the first run of the afternoon. As this is now the third time around that most of the Mars Hill batting order has seen Haley White, and I think it's time that they're starting to make the appropriate adjustments. But that ball very close to fair, but did roll just an edge out where Chapel was playing it. And even though Limestone was able to record the out, per se, at third base, as it was bang bang, a very nice play nonetheless. We erase it from our memories and we go back to the plate with an 0-1 count. And that foul ball as well. So no 2 count now to Maxson. Limestone perfectly happy getting that foul ball. As now Haley White ahead in the count 0-2 as she tosses her 30th pitch of the second game. Makes her chase down and away, recording her 4th strikeout. And now we're back to the top of the lineup with Danielle Harris. Harris struck out in her first plate appearance in the late game here today. And Haley White would love to repeat that performance with 2 runners on. Instead, it'll be a ground out, right 2 or 1-3 put out, and that'll end the inning as Mars Hill leaves 2 stranded but scores a run. Limestone will take over in the bottom half of the second inning after this break. So back up to the top of the lineup for Limestone as we enter the bottom of the second inning. And Ashley Parnell hit by a pitch in her first plate appearance, stolen base, and was able to score a run after a throwing error on the pitcher off the double steal attempt. Wilbur able to get over to second, Parnell to third, and then the throwing error trying to get Wilbur out at second allowed Parnell to trot the remaining distance home. Low and inside, ball 1. 1-1 the count now to Parnell. As I mentioned, top of the lineup, Parnell, Wilbur, and Brewington due up here in the bottom of the second. That one strike. Right around the waist of Parnell. I think she thought it may have been a little inside, so she didn't go for it. Low and outside, that one. Missing for ball number 2, Parnell. Looking to get the Saints started off here in the bottom of the second as they were able to put 4 runs across in the bottom of the first. And would love to repeat that production here in the second frame. And she gets the foul tip, swinging strikeout. And that'll bring up Katie Wilbur. Wilbur impressive in the first game, hitting her first career home run as confirmed by her between games. I had to ask because I thought I overheard that conversation in the dugout. But I wanted to be sure. And so with that confirmation, congratulations to Wilbur for knocking that first home run over. She's 1 for 1 in the second game here. She was able to get a single recorded on a kind of a chopper slow roller up to the pitcher. That almost acted as a bunt, even though it was a full swing. Just didn't make good enough contact with it. And she's quickly ahead 3-0 the count here. A freshman from Rocky Point, New York. Stares down the 3-0 barrel. And that one missing inside. 4-pitch walk for Wilbur. We'll get the first runner aboard for the Saints here in the bottom of the second. So a defensive timeout called here by Mars Hill as assistant coach for the Lions, Scott Long, will make his way out to have a conversation with his pitcher, Emily Van Horn, and the catcher, Alicia Wittenhagen, while the rest of the infield has a meeting of their own. Left field and center field having a conversation themselves, and right field being the lone wolf pariah staying out in her position. Which I completely understand. When I played baseball, I was a right fielder. I kept to myself as well. So Brewington will now step in here after a janitorial effort from our home plate umpire. And that one popped up. Tough to track down from the shortstop, but it'll be the left fielder coming in to make the play. And Brewington will go down. So Maddie Chappell, number 92 for the Saints, now stepping in. She went down on strikes in her first plate appearance today. Chased an outside pitch low and away. Looked to redeem herself here a little bit. Swing and a miss. And Wilbur easily able over to second. As that throw from the catcher came off with a good bit of velocity, but the angle of attack, if you will, was less than ideal, as it was a lobbed fastball practically over to second base. And that one misses outside. Setting up on the inside. Chappell pops that one up and over. Straight back over my head. And draws the count to 1-2 with 2 outs away. Runner on second. Bottom of the second here still. Limestone ahead 4-1. Van Horn winds and deals, and that one's a fair ball. And that'll be at least a double for Chappell, and will bring Wilbur home. So the RBI double by Chappell will bring up Audra Butler. So Limestone now with the 5-1 lead after the RBI double by Chappell and Audra Butler at the plate. Watch this first strike. Butler pops that one up straight back to the catcher and easily handled by Wittenhagen. Will wrap up the Limestone offensive attack here in the bottom of the second. They do score a run, however, leave one aboard, and Limestone leads 4-1 heading into the third inning. So back at Babe Ruth Field now, Mars Hill stepping up to the plate, top of the third inning. The Saints currently hold the 5-1 lead. Haley White missing just a little low there, 32nd pitch. That one catching the outside. Draws the count 1-1. As mentioned before on the State Sports Network tonight, women's lacrosse starting here very shortly. Number 13 against, I believe, number 6. Low and inside. And then later tonight at 8 o'clock, men's lacrosse against Queens, as well as Limestone men are ranked 20th currently in the country. And I believe Queens, unless they have updated the ranking since last time I looked, sits around number 16. That bunt was quick bang bang, and we're going to give the hit, as they're saying she was a little off. However, I'm not sure about that. And of course, our rules expert, Daniel Huggan, who we pay way too much money, says that she was out and the umpires are going to leave it at the call made on the field. So Ashley Evans now up to the plate. As Mars Hill starts to work and get some hits now. And a throw over to first from Yenchik. But Hamlin back over easily. That one fouled to the right. 0-2 count now. So Maddie Chappell making a great stab at the hot corner third base. And makes a little bit of off-balance throw, but another great effort at second base by Katie Wilbur. Able to record the out, and that'll bring up Maggie Langheim now. Designated player for the Lions here in game number 2. So a walk there for Langheim will bring up Brooklyn Nanny. But before we get that action, head coach Amy Yates will trot out to the circle and have a conversation with White and the infield. So the 6-person conference taking place there. While the outfielders, the Limestone right fielder, a tad more social than the Mars Hill right fielder, as she does join the conversation in center field. But 2 runners aboard for Mars Hill. Limestone in a precarious situation here with just 1 out. So now ready to go. Nanny pops one up high. Easily brought in by Rycroft. And she makes a throw over to third with no problem, holding the runners right where they are. Well, bring up Alicia Wittenhagen. Wittenhagen 0 for 1 in this second game with a strikeout already recorded. And she'll swing and miss at that one on the outside corner. That one missing outside. 4-1. Missing on that one. 1-2 the count now. Yeah, and just that one misses, and 2's across the board now. And White will record her 5th strikeout. Ends the Mars Hill attack here on the top of the third. We head to the bottom. Saints leading 5-1. So defensive change made for Mars Hill as Alexis Nix now occupies the 7-hole and center field for the Lions. Desiree Bain up to bat for the Saints. Fouls that first pitch off to the right. Limestone entering in the bottom of the third here. With a 4-run lead right now. Misses on that pitch. Bain, Yenchik, and Thomas up to do up here for Limestone. And that one misses low. Two the count here now to Desiree Bain. And fouls that one off to the right-hand side to stay alive here. Almost a double take from the umpire there on the inside corner. And he will ring her up. So that that a little weird play there is. Now pinch hitting for the Saints, number 9, Marley Hanks. So Hanks there talking about that interesting last little bit. The pop-up from Yenchik dropped ever so shortly of the pitcher, which was an interesting way of the pitcher playing that ball. But the English on the ball was so that the pitcher actually took extra time to play it. But as Yenchik was running down the base path, it looks like she kind of thought that the pitcher was just going to catch it on the easy pop-up. Instead, let it drop. So Yenchik was a little short, as she probably would have beat out the throw, no problem, if she would have kept running. But thinking that there was an easy pop-out, thinking the pitcher was going to be able to play it, she slowed up a little bit, and that is what caused her to get thrown out at first. Needless to say here, 2 outs and no runners aboard. Limestone struggling a bit offensively here in the bottom of the third. Marley Hanks getting her first at-bat here of the series. That one fouled back. Marley, the second senior for the Saints, as she will be graduating and moving on as well, and not coming back next season. Those 2 seniors will be honored in a different way, of course. Limestone deciding this year that senior days would look much different than usual. Not the usual pomp and circumstance to them with parents on the field and true senior day presentations of plaques and whatnot. They will be honored with short, sweet quotes prior to the lineups, and we'll move right into the game after that as Hanks grounds out to the third baseman. Limestone 3 up, 3 down there in the bottom half of the third, and we move to the fourth, still holding on to a 4-run lead. So number 3, Alexis Nix, making her first plate appearance of the series now for Mars Hill. And after being subbed in defensively in the last inning. And Marley Hanks, who came in to pinch hit for Chloe Thomas, is now occupying right field for the Saints. And if I had to hasten to guess, I believe it would be to send Thomas out to the bullpen to warm up a little bit and come in relief of Haley White here in game 2. But of course, I'm just the SID. I don't get to make those decisions, but it's at this point in the year where I kind of start to figure out exactly what Coach Yates likes to do defensively, offensively, and everything, and I'm almost predictive of her switches. So that one missing low, and that is Haley White's 53rd pitch of the second game, so 108 pitches between the two contests now for White, which is more along the lines of what she usually will pitch in one game. Usually up in the 80, 90 to 100 range in a complete game of 7 innings. But sitting just over the 100 mark now. And that one missing outside for ball number 4. So Kenley Powell now up to bat, 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI, as she was able to knock in Mars Hill's only run of the contest so far. That one misses inside and low. Catches the strike zone there. Haley White now 1-1 the count. As though it feels in Gaffney like the seasons have changed overnight. Yesterday, a nice balmy day around, mid-40s, mid-50s, somewhere in that region, and now we're sitting at 76 when I pulled in today. And it's not horrible. Can't complain too much. But I tell you what can complain is anybody who has allergies. Because the weather is a doozy. And catches her on the inside corner. Strikeout looking. 6-1 for Haley White in game 2. And that'll bring up Mickey Maxson for the line. So pinch hitter here for the Lions, number 20, Peyton Duba. As I'm glad that her teammates called out her last name from the dugout before I could try and say it over the PA system, as I was unsure of how to say it properly, as I did not, since I hadn't had to call that name yet today, I did not look at a pronunciation guide for that one in particular. But a conversation from head coach Amy Yates after that first foul ball, as you wonder at this point if she's stalling for time a little bit maybe. I'm still not sure if Thomas is warming up at all after her replacement in right field. And I think that may be what the delay here is that Amy would like to get Haley out of the game here sooner rather than later, and would like Thomas to have a little extra time, so she's delaying in every way she can in the book. I think she'd really like to get her in before the top of the order. Here comes up on the next batter. And a swing and a miss there for Duba, and she's down 0-2. But of course, at this point, you take into account a little bit. You see that Haley White's at 3 1/3 right now. If this game does end up going 7 innings, she would have to pitch all 4 innings to be eligible for the win. However, win-loss statistics not always at the forefront of a coach's mind when talking about relief pitchers. So runner going on the pitch there, but fouled back was Duba's hack attempt, and we'll reset and go again. So the strikeout recorded, 7 strikeouts now for White in game number 2, and the stolen base will go down as a pickoff to first base caused the runner to continue towards second after she was already heading there. And Nix got hit in the back with the ball trying to make the out at second base, but looks like she's fine. She'll stay out there, and we move forward in the inning. Strike on the outside. White only recording 2 strikeouts in the first game. Now has 7 in game number 2. And she catches the outside corner on that one as well. So a good pitch here would ring her up to the double digits, and she does. Catches her on the rise ball. And Haley White now with 10 whiffs on the day, as Mars Hill unable to scratch across the run in the 4th. Limestone still holds on to the 5-1 lead heading into the bottom of the frame. So Cameron Lee up to bat now for the Saints. We apologize for our scoreboard. Currently struggling just a little bit. We will get that fixed for you momentarily here. So 2-2 count now here to Cameron Lee after that foul ball. As we continue to work on that scoreboard for you. Should have it up momentarily, as I believe we've isolated the issue. And should be good to go here momentarily. That ground out to third base. And that'll bring up Ashley Parnell for the Saints. No, they're going to go back and they're going to say that it's a foul ball. So 2-2 count again. And now it'll be the 4-3 put out instead. So Ashley Parnell will be up to bat now for the Saints. As I believe we have our scoreboard working again. Let me double check for you guys. And accurately, yes, we are good to go here. Apologize for that delay in getting that up and working. Again, I'm doing just a few jobs here, no big deal. As a broadcaster, a music statistician, just about everything else under the sun. The only thing I'm not doing today is scoreboard operation, as we have our rules expert, Daniel Huggins, taking care of that for me. So Parnell with the stand-up double, and Katie Wilbur will come up to the plate. So Wilbur already 1 for 1 on the day, and a walk, and 2 stolen bases as she rips that one over to right field for a single. Parnell will round third and easily make it to the plate. So Limestone now with the 6-1 lead, and Vic Brewington up to the plate. And she'll make solid contact with that one. However, lined pretty easily to the center fielder and thrown back to first base. They're going to ring up the double play there. So lined out, the center fielder threw it over to the first baseman for the double play. And Limestone will scratch across one, but that'll all it'll take as we head to the fifth inning. Top of the fifth inning now, Mars Hills, Ashley Hamlin, the two-hole hitter, up to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day with a ground out. Watches that one down the middle. Limestone still riding the arm of Haley White right now. It's up to 69 pitches. And 70 misses just outside for ball one. 8 strikeouts, 2 in the first game, 8 in this game. Up to double digits now, 10 on the day. As Haley White did pick up her 11th win of the season earlier in game 1. And that one misses low. As Hamlin looked like she was going to try and bunt that one down. And that draws the corners in for Limestone ever so slightly. And that one goes foul. So Hamlin, 325 now is her batting average at this point of the season. White winds and delivers. That one's popped up. And it'll just go foul on the left-hand side in the Mars Hill seating area. Of course, with all the social distancing going on, a lot of wide open spots in the crowd. So White winds and delivers the 2-2 count, looking to get her to chase in that rise ball. But she sits back on it and doesn't waste it. And now the count's 3-2 to Hamlin. And that time foul ball. And catcher Yenchik unable to handle it, so we'll reset, try again. And that one popped up. Blooper single into right field. And Marley Hanks, who's playing right field now for the Saints, tried to get the throw down, But Hamlin just a little too quick. And that'll bring up Ashley Evans now to the plate. Oh for 1 in the second game, hit by a pitch. Already as well, grounded out and got on by fielder's choice. So next 3 batters all over on the day. As the home plate umpire does check with his partner, out standing behind second baseman, says that she did not offer, and I agree with the call. As we move on. And that one not hit very hard, but just enough to get through the left-hand side. And now 2 runners aboard, no outs for the Lions. And Amy Yates out to the circle to have a conversation. So Maggie Langheim now rolls to the shortstop. And Brewington bobbled it initially, but still able to get the put out at second base. So the fielder's choice recorded for Langheim. Evans out at second. Hamlin now sitting on third. So runners on the corners for the Lions. I think the first time Mars Hill has had a runner on third base. 6-4. With the put out at second. Unable to turn the double play, and Mars Hill does score the run. So 6-2 the score now, and Wittenhagen would be the batter, but she's going to get replaced here by number 32, it looks like. And can confirm it's Wittenhagen 32 being hit for. This is Megan Blair. So 2 outs on the board. Runner on first, and Brooklyn Nanny. And Limestone looking to get out of this inning with just one run scratched across for the Lions. That one inside and low, ball 2. That rise ball missing high. And Yenchik now doing a little janitorial work on the plate, helping out the home plate umpire, cleaning it off for him. And gets that strike on the 3-0 count. As Blair, you have to imagine, was basically watching that one all the way. Swing and a foul tip. So strike 2. That brings the count full now to Haley White, looking to record possibly her 9th strikeout of the second game. And get out of this inning, allowing just 1 run. And instead, it's an easy ground out to the first baseman, Desiree Bain. Picks it up, touches first, and rounds out the inning. As Mars Hill able to score 1. So a new hurler for the Lions now in number 8, Nakila Marler. Or Nakila. I apologize on that name if I'm pronouncing it wrong, as I do not have a pronunciation guide for that name in particular. So we're going to go with Nakila, unless I'm told otherwise by somebody. Feel free to correct me. Let me know. Send me an email. Send me a Twitter. Facebook direct message. Instagram. It doesn't matter. Anything Limestone related, I'll be able to see it probably. Very interesting from this umpire. That's the second time we've seen a very delayed strike call, to where he almost readjusts himself to see if he has the right direction. So we'll get a pinch runner here, looks like, for Madison Chaplin. I believe it's going to be number 1, Aaron Butler. We'll double check that here momentarily. And that is correct, Aaron Butler. So now a sisterly affair for the Saints here, as Audra Butler at bat and younger sister Erin Butler at first for the blue and gold. Both these sisters from Cheraw, South Carolina, which of course my northern from Minnesota can't pronounce that properly, because I know it's probably supposed to be like Cheraw or something like that, but yeah, Cheraw, as I'm told from the Gaffney native. My my northern self doesn't, I can't do it. And we're going to hit batter here, so that'll advance the runner. Brings number 32 to the plate. We're going to get another pinch runner here, probably for Audra Butler, would be my guess. And we will have that switch again. And it looks like number 22, Natalie Ruth, coming in to pinch run for Audra Butler. So Bain stepping in, 2 runners on. As Yenchik, Hanks, and Rycroft due up for the Saints. .273, the batting average for Desiree Bain. She's 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout. She wanted that one, but decided to lay off on that rise ball. That rised a little too much and just out of the zone. And the Mars Hill catcher, Alicia Wittenhagen, will trot out to have a short conversation. Again, Kyla Marler is how we're pronouncing that name until someone tells me differently. So I'm hoping that's a correct pronunciation. As again, did not have a pronunciation provided for that. The SID at Mars Hill, Adam Williams, of course, did send me a pronunciation guide, just didn't happen to have that name on it, as I'm probably overthinking the name is really what I'm doing. So Gaffney native Peyton Yenchik steps into the plate. As that one on the outside corner catches it for strike 1. Limestone holding on to a 4-run lead right now, 6-2, bottom of the 5th inning. And that one, a little chin music as I steal a line from Seth Eves. Swings at the low one, tried to get the driver out. Instead, missed it with a 7-iron. And swings and a miss at the rise ball there. Yenchik will sit down. And now we'll go to Marley Hanks. So still the opportunity here. 1 out on the board for Marley Hanks. And she'll foul that one off softly to the left-hand side. And she'll bloop that one, and she will drop that in for a single. And that's all it will be. But she'll record the RBI either way. And now Macy Rycroft. But before that, we'll get another pitcher switch. And we're now going to number 9 for Mars Hill, and that's Ashley Collins, who will now step in for the pitching duties for the Lions. Which, as I was informed, Ashley Collins is a sister of a former Limestone player, Kelsey Collins. So a little bit of a Limestone connection, as these two teams, no strangers to each other, as they do tend to play most years. This is the first year, of course, that Limestone been in the South Atlantic Conference. This be a league matchup. That one low and inside. Collins misses on her first pitch. That one missing outside and high. Still going to miss there for Rycroft. Of course, waiting on deck, Ashley Parnell, who already has a double to her credit. And sitting in the hole, Katie Wilbur, 2 for 2 and an RBI. So if Limestone can get either Rycroft on or to the next batter, they will be set up pretty well. And that one just catching the outside of the strike zone. So Ashley Parnell now up to the plate. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Limestone leads 7-2. And that one low and outside. So foul tip there by Parnell. Two on the count here to Parnell. 2 outs on the board. Catches the inside corner there, trying to jam Parnell up. Doesn't go for it, but the call is in favor of the pitcher either way. That one low outside and brings the count full. And that single through the middle will score 2 runs for Limestone. And that'll bring up Katie Wilbur, 2 for 2 on the day. An RBI, 2 stolen bases, and a walk. So she's looking to keep her perfect game here. As all the Saints need is one more run across to wrap this game up. Catches the outside corner. As Limestone will bring number 4, Chloe Thomas, back in to run at second base. Looking for perhaps a little more speed than Hanks provided. As again, as I mentioned, one more run is all they need. So anything into the grass could score a runner from second. Especially with 2 outs on the board, everybody's going to be going on contact. And that one popped up nice and high, but pulled in by the shortstop. I thought so. So a quick score update for those Limestone fans out there. Women's lacrosse currently holds a 5-4 lead over Queens out at Saints Field. Again, you can catch that action on the Saints Sports Network. You go to GoLimestoneSaints.com and click on the video link, or go to portal.stretchinternet.com/limestone and go ahead and add a slash on the end of that as well. And I'll take you right there. As Limestone here at Babe Ruth Field has a new pitcher. And we had teased it a few innings ago, but it's number 4, Chloe Thomas, coming in. As Maddie Chappell comes back into her third base spot. Thomas, who re-entered as a runner there on second. So going to be a couple changes here for the Mars Hill side as well. As Number 17, Miranda Marks, is going to come in to catch. And we'll update you on the other ones as we move through the rest of the inning, as Alexis Nix is up to bat right now, as the majority of them are pinch hitters, except for the one fielding change from the catcher. Thomas misses on her first pitch, low and outside. That one again misses on the outside. And again low. Thomas will just be looking to get this one in the strike zone. And you have to imagine that Alexis Nix is just going to take a look at it. That one still sails outside. So a 4-pitch walk to start it off. And to bring up our first change in pinch hitter number 14, Kylie Bennett. So that one misses as well. 5th ball in a row. And Thomas finally able to find the strike zone on her 7th pitch. 2-1 the count now to Bennett. And that one misses outside. Now 2 straight walks for Thomas to open up the game. And Vic Brewington will come in for a conversation real quick before Amy Yates will make her way out to calm her down a little bit and get her back into a groove. So 2 outs on the board now. Paige Jeffries up to bat for the Lions. She swings, rolls one over to shortstop. And make the play at first will Vic Brewington. And after some opening struggles there for Thomas, the Saints are able to retire the side and head to the bottom of the inning. So a number of changes there for Mars Hill. As you can see, Powell back into first base. Jeffries has moved to right. And number 27, Alexis McCrary, has come into left field. And I'll bring Vic Brewington up to bat for Limestone. And she'll push one out to left center field. And that'll be a double for her out to left center. So a runner aboard here for the Saints. All they need is one here in the bottom of the sixth to complete the sweep of the Lions. Otherwise, we'll head to the top of the seventh for another try for Mars Hill. But Limestone can wrap things up with just one run. And that will go foul over to third base dugout. Score update from women's lacrosse. It's like at the half, Queens and Limestone tied at 5. So that battle chalking up to be everything as promised. As again, that's a 13v6 matchup, I believe. And that one missing just slightly outside to Chapel. A 2-2 count now. Chapel aces that one foul in the left field line. 2-2 the count still to Chapel here. To Ashley Collins. Wheels and deals that one low and outside. Full count. And Chapel will poke that one out to center field, easily handled by Alexis Nix. And that'll be one away. So that'll bring up Natalie Ruth, her first plate appearance in this contest, as she was a pinch runner. Subbed in the last inning. And she'll foul that one down the left field line. As that one was close, to say the least, but the right call by the home plate umpire, who was in great position to see it, as that one would have more than likely rounded out the game for sure. So we reset with the 0-2 count to Ruth. And she'll try and send it the same way. And again, new life for Natalie Ruth. You look to probably see an outside pitch here after jamming her up inside twice. Trying to get her to chase on the outside. That one will be low and in the dirt. And the wild pitch will bring Brewington over to third. So all Limestone really needs is a base hit. Pretty much not directly at an infielder. And this will wrap up. That one misses outside, 2-2 now the count. And Ruth does exactly what she needed to with a bloop single down the left field line. And that'll wrap up the game here for Limestone as they take the 10-2 victory here in game number 2. Haley White picks up the win, her 12th of the season, her second on the day, with 8 strikeouts in 5 innings pitched. Chloe Thomas comes in relief, pitches an inning, and though she walks 2 batters, she gets out of it and helps the Saints secure that 10-2 victory. Ellie Van Horn will take the loss. She moves to 0-2 on the season, while Limestone back to 500 on the year at 17-17, and now sits at 9-11 in the conference, while Mars Hill will sit at 2-12. We thank you all for joining us this afternoon here on the Saints Sports Network, as Limestone softball takes a pair from the Lions of Mars Hill.